Hello, hello, I'm Bella, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. So we have finished ARR, but we're stepping into the 2.5 quests that are in between expansions. And before we do that, before anything else, I figured I would test out a new class. So I don't overpower myself with Bard, as I'll stick with Bard for the expansion stories. But I figured just to change things up a little bit, to have fun with other classes, we will switch to something else. So while we're in Ul'dah, I was thinking of Red Mage. Alright, so I believe Red Mage is this way. Yeah, it's over here. Is there any other quests that open up? Those are just the crafting. Okay. So I figured for roleplay wise, Samurai, I think at this level, level 50, you could unlock Samurai and Red Mage, which came out with Stormblood? Yes. So I figure Samurai, role-playing wise, is more like a male class, so Red Mage. Distraught Lass. Taking the red. This is Alize's class. Get Soul of the Red Mage. Oh wait, does this bump you down to level 30? It unlocks at level 50. Does it bump you down to level 30? I certainly hope not. Okay, no. Okay, they give you at level 50. Okay, I was worried there when I saw level 30. Okay. So we get a Mithrite Rapier. Level 50. Alright. And Red Attire Coffer. Nice, they give you an outfit. A distraught lass seeks a savior for her sister. Oh, are you an adventurer? Please, you have to rescue my sister. Some horrible people tried to kidnap us just outside the city gates. I managed to break free when a traveler stopped to help, but my sister never caught up to me. Where are your parents? Mama and Papa left early to deal with some merchants, and the brass blades don't seem to care what happens outside the city walls. That traveler. He was some sort of mage, I think, but it was 1 against 5. Surely he couldn't stand against so many. What can I do? Won't you please help me? And that was the quest sound for Stormblood. Head towards the spineless basin crossroads. Honestly, we were barely a stone's throw from the Gate of Thal. I will help. I see. I'm coming. What's going on? Right. I like your outfit. It's all red and black. Ooh, look at his weapon. Very gothy. Don't mind me just staring. What are you guys? Stop being bullies. Someone's dead over here. Someone's dead over here. okay? Don't touch my... Oh, you're not one of them. He's got a marking on his cheek there. Ooh. Those fancy moves. Ah, this seems like it'd be so fun. Wow. I didn't even notice you were in Makode. Stole my heart. And who might you be? My little sister is safe? Oh, thank goodness. You're stepping in my fat cat. You came to lend your aid. My apologies. Had I but known, I would have spared you a villain or two. After all, you seem to share my distaste for those who would prey upon defenseless children. Aye, birds of a feather are we. I am Extrantia, a pilgrim of sorts. Might I know your name, friend? Bella Stardust. Bella? Now why does that strike such a familiar chord? Excuse me, I just wanted to thank you for saving me. My pleasure, child. You are unharmed, yes? Good. Let us escort this brave lass to her sister then. Lead the way. Let's go. The sisters are reunited. You have done a good deed this day, friend. I did nothing. You did all the fancy work. Thank you again for coming to my rescue. She's like in awe. You found her, adventurer. Thank you. We are very grateful for your kindness. I was so scared. What did those terrible people want with us? You needn't worry about them anymore, sister. The man in red defeated them all. You saw how he fought, with spells and steel. He's one of those heroes Papa told us about. A crimson duelist, aren't you? Huh, I did not expect to hear that name for this far south into Eorzea. Then you are a crimson duelist. I knew it! If your papa is telling his daughters tales of red mages, then he must be from Alamigo, yes? Well, that would explain his choice of bedtime stories. Now, shall we see you lassies home? We'll be all right from here. Thank you again. Bye! And away they skipped safe and happy. Now, Bella, was it not? I believe we've earned ourselves a celebratory drink. You need not feel compelled, my friend. Should the mood strike you, however, you'll find me staying over at Blackbrush Station. I find the ale served at the Coffer and Coffin most agreeable. Coffer and Coffin it is. We'll go through the other gates, because that's like the main road to the Coffer and Coffin. And I figured since we're here, after, what's this? Killer Instinct? That's another job, right? Is that the Viper? That might be the Viper class. If I'm not mistaken, the dual swords. And then we have the corkscrew. I believe this is the Hildebrandt quest line. So after we do the Red Mage, we'll come and do that while we're here. I've never done that or saw it. Oh, no, wait, no. Is this one? The Rise and Fall of Gentlemen? What? Oh. That's the Way of the Samurai. What's this? Remembering the past. Okay, there's a couple things to unlock here. Corkscrew? And the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. Okay, one of those is a Hildebrandt. Pio Rayo. Or is that for a dungeon? That one might be for a dungeon. Ah, you came. As it so happens, the mother of those girls tracked me down and insisted I accept a reward. Once I mentioned you might be stopping by, she left a token of gratitude for you as well. It seems we've assisted an affluent merchant family, a revelation which might explain the attempted kidnapping, hefty ransom and all that. I'm told the girls were immediately assigned a capable bodyguard, however, so we can drink in peace knowing they are well protected. Oh, I've remembered once I know your name. I learned of you first from a young lass named Alice, whom I met upon the road. She expressed an admiration for your growing exploits, even as she persuaded me to teach her the basics of red magery. She proved a quick study in the arcane side of things, but fencing was something of a challenge. By the end of our lessons, however, she had learned to combine spellcraft with swordplay, when to cast from afar, and when to lunge forward with a well-timed thrust. And what of you, my friend? Have you any interest in the art? I suspect you would make an exceptional red mage. I am deadly serious. A woman who would rush to the aid of a stranger's child without fear or hesitation is a woman I would trust with the power of red magic. But even beyond that, I sense in you a kindred spirit. Be warned, however, that my style of teaching is a practical one. I will expect you to join me on my journey and assist me in aiding others. Accept those terms, and I will bestow upon you the accoutrements of a red mage. Are you familiar with soul crystals? This particular stone is attuned to past wielders of red magics, and will fill your mind with a firm foundation of technique. You need only reach forth your hand. I am eager to learn, Master. Are you prepared to walk the path of a red mage? One word and the soul crystal is yours. Yes. You will not regret this decision, my friend. Gods above, for a moment there I thought you meant to refuse me. A host of red mages committed their memories to this gem, and now it is yours. Thank you. Absorb the knowledge it contains, then we will discuss the finer points of red magic. Ah, but first, I should give you that reward. Yes, please do. combos. Melee-oriented classes such as Gladiator and Marauder can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage or inflict additional enfeeblements to their targets. This is known as a combo. Combos are not available to pugilists as melee. Okay. If a weapon skill can be chained with another, it will be indicated in the weapon skills help text under. Combo action in the case of Alright. Some weapon skills must be delivered from a specified direction to maximize their damage. Oh yeah, it's easier. If you're melee or like supporting class, you definitely want to attack from behind or the side. Okay. When a weapon skill can be chained into a combo, its hotbar icon will be outlined with a flashing yellow border. Okay. Anyway, we need to use this. I need to sell some stuffs. Change this out. Oh, I must change my class first. Okay. Equip. Equip. Alright. Balance gauge unlocked. What's this? Armory bonus. You have changed into a new battle class. Yes, okay. The balance gauge displays the current amount of black mana and white mana a red mage has accumulated. Black mana is accumulated by casting spells commonly associated with black magic such as fire or thunder, and white mana by casting spells associated with white magic such as arrow. There are also some spells and actions that affect both. When both black mana and white mana reach a certain amount, weapon skills such as Riposte become enchanted and will deal additional damage. If the gap between black mana and white mana accumulation grows too large, the crystal at the top of the gauge will change color, and it will become more difficult to accumulate the lesser of the two. Alright, so we want to add red mage. Okay, so we're level 78. Okay. So, gotta reset all these. Oh dear. Gotta learn all of these. Okay, we got Riposte. Delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Action upgrade to Enchanted Riposte if both black mana and white mana are at 20 or more. Alright, so that's the main weapon, or main skill here. Jolt. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 170. Increases both black mana and white mana by 2. For Thunder. Deals lightning damage with a potency of 300. Increases black mana by 6. 50% chance of becoming a Verifier. Corpse to Corp. Rushes target and delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Okay, so that's like a lunge attack. Cannot be executed while bound. Alright. Adel lowers target's physical damage dealt by 5% and magic damage dealt by 10. Verero deals wind damage with a potency of 300. Increases white mana by 6. 50% chance of becoming a Verstone. And Sleep. Puts target and all nearby enemies to sleep. Lucid Dreaming. gradually restores own MP. There's Scatter, deals unexpected damage with a potency of 120 to target and all enemies nearby it. Okay, so that's like a multi-range. Increases both black mana and white mana by 3. Very Thunder 2 deals lightning damage with a potency of 100 to target and all enemies nearby it. Increases black mana by 7. Okay, that's the first one. This is the second one. Okay, so I see. That takes 300 mana. MP. That takes 400 MP. Okay. Swift cast. Next spell is cast immediately. Arrow 2 deals wind damage with a potency of 100 to target. What is this? Deals wind damage with a potency of 300. Okay, so this one is for like a ranged for all enemies. Okay. Fair Fire deals fire damage with a potency of 260, increases black mana, can only be executed while Fair Fire Ready is active. Fair Stone deals earth damage with a potency of 260. Zwerchao delivers an attack with a potency of 100. Combo action, Repost or Enchanted Repost. Okay. Enchanted Zwerchao. If both black and mana and white mana are at 15 or more. Displacement delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Cannot be executed while bound. Shares a recast timer with engagement. Engagement delivers an attack with a potency of 130. Maximum charges 2. Shares a recast timer. Okay. Surecast. Spells can be cast without interruption. Nullifies most knockback and drawbacks. Okay. Delivers an attack. Fletch delivers an attack with a potency of 460. Redoublement delivers an attack with a potency of 100. And has a combo with Zwerchao. And Acceleration ensures the next Fair Thunder, Fair Arrow, or Scatter can be cast immediately. Increases the potency of Scatter by 50. The Crimson Duelist. X-Rune wishes to teach you the origins of red magic. Ah, I see from the glint in your eye that the soul crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of the red mages. The art we practice is born of noble origin, as balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and reclaim a future for the dispossessed. I speak of the age from 1500 years past, when the clash of two sorceress civilizations brought about the sixth umbral calamity. Ere the great floods rose, people fled from their homes and into the mountains of Garabania. Even mages of Mak and Amdapur were to be found amongst the refugees. These wizardly practitioners became targets of retribution for the part they played in upsetting the natural balance, and soon did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. If people were to survive and rebuild following the disaster, however, they would need the power of the arcane. Thus were the principles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation, an entirely new discipline was built, red magic. Ah, but I have paddled on about the history of it for long enough. Far better that you experience red magic firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after those poor girls, and I have a feeling attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require. Before we plunge into the fray, however, there are questions I would ask. Come with me to Eastern Thanalan, to the Church of Saint Adamala Dama. Alright, let me sell some stuff here. What's this? Elixir, high elixir? That's alright, I need to sell those back. I just don't use those. Sell that, sell that. Okay. Well, is there an enemy that I can kill in the meantime? Alright, Saint Andamala Dama. Let's come over here. Oh wait, let me just be sure. No other quests are in this map. Okay. And off we go. We'll kill something along the way. No other quests here. And I can fly! Alright, where's some flies? Oh, you have to be like really close for the weapon ability? Okay. This is literally like a Zoro move. Do you have anything else to say? So, you are under the tutelage of Exrune Tia. I think you will find the path of a red mage to be a challenging yet satisfying one. Were you a red mage, old man? What kind of secrets are you hiding? Bella, there you are. I would introduce you to Father Iliad, but I believe the two of you are already acquainted. Exrune has told me a tale of nefarious spellcasters and their attempt to kidnap two young girls, and you wish to ask if this thaumaturgical cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults, which come to mind, but I must have more detail. You say each member shared some rather unusual traits? Aye, not one word spoken over the entire exchange, not one shift in expression when I urged them to yield. Each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo, a sigil pulsing with arcane energy. Ah, an evil practice. Such cursed sigils are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in a biddable puppet which acts in much the manner you have described. There is no salvation for such wretched creatures. Then we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray learn what you can of this cabal and its purpose, Father. Bella, we have another task to attend to. Might I suggest some light stretching before you step outside? You'll soon understand why. You have learned all red mage actions and traits to level 50. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in the Actions and Traits window, accessed under Character in the main menu. Yes, I already read through all of them. It's a lot to take in all at once. But I will do my best. Proceed. Did you notice we were being followed, Bella? The very cabal we are investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. Say what now? I sense an ambush in the offing. Do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. This will be the perfect opportunity for you to test your newly acquired skills. But first, a brief lesson. A red mage's spells belong to two distinct schools, rooted as they are in the ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic, and through the balanced casting of both disciplines can a red mage build this foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward and unleash the energies thrumming within your blade, and then you leap away, returning to the first step. It is a dance, my friend. Come out, wherever you are. We have no intention of running or hiding from you. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I am not partial to violence. Is there no chance we might attempt a parley in lieu of bloodletting? How unsettling. Well, Bella, it seems you will have your battle. Remember what I have taught you. My weapon is so flimsy compared to yours. Will I survive? Alright, let's do this. Okay, so it takes some time to do. That's 9. I keep forgetting. It's like with casting, you have to like stay still. Alright, that's that one. Schultz. Alright. A lot's going on. I have to get used to it. These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let us take the battle to our ambushes, shall we? But before we resume the hunt, let us be sure of your technique. As a red mage, you are capable of casting 2 spells in rapid succession, using what is known as a dual cast effect. Intone a short spell, and you will find that a lengthy incantation can now be cast in an instant. Take advantage of this technique to bombard your foes with arcane destruction. That's right, I got the swift cast stuff. Why? What? Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay. did not do much. Follow the sphere. Oh, what are you doing? I can't do anything. We got Cerberus. What's this now? Jolt is a cast. Okay. Oh! What happened? It turned me small. Is this one? Oh, no. I really like that one. Yay! It's very flashy. I like the combination of magic and like regular abilities. I just have to remember those are the magics. That's magic, a key. Okay. I wonder if I should change the attacks a little bit. I'll keep it as is for a while. Let's see. Well done, Bella. You have exceeded my expectations, which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages were willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. Do you see? The brand on her left cheek? This is the cursed sigil which stole her will and left her vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Our ambushers were young men and women, every one, all transformed into mindless pawns by some hidden master. And this master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Heed me, Bella. You have begun your education in red magic, but there is much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the Lich Yard. I wasn't really paying attention to, like, this meter here, so I have no idea if it was, like, filling up or not. Know you the history of these graves? The church's Lich Yard is the final resting place for many victims of the Seventh Umbral Calamity. Red magic was conceived to stem such tides of destruction, in an age when the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst practitioners of black and white magic draw upon ambient aether, a red mage weaves her spells using only the reserves of mana with which she was born. In the era in which red magic was created, to do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the first red mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations, the mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator, an ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand that the blade we wield is not simply a weapon, it is the focus of all our efforts to lessen strife and suffering. Every generation of Red Mage is part of an unending battle. We are soldiers who fight for those enduring violence and subjugation, the bulwark against the unkind vagaries of fate. 20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Alamigo, and I learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists, and together we rose up against the tyranny of the Mad King Theodoric. We were crushed, all of the duelists. Only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of imperial invaders. Even after leaving Alamigo, I never ceased fighting for its liberation, and when I learned of the calamity, of the threat to all the lands of Eorzea, I allied myself with the valiant scholars of Sharlayan. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland or halt the approach of fiery disaster, but never once in all these years have I betrayed the oath that duelists swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of the magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If you would master this art, however, then my road shall become your road for the duration of your studies. I will remain here at the church for the time being, and be a pest to the good Father Iliad until we uncover the origins of this cult. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. Alright. Was a hunting log added? No, I guess I don't have hunting logs. Or anything else. Alright. So let's go back to Ul'dah. Let's do this one while we're here. Remembering the past, Nananji appears to be in deep thought. The determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence, as if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake. You are an adventurer, and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louis-Val de Vieux? Of course I am. Of course you are, of course you are. Forgive me my suddenness. I'm Nananji, a budding writer, and I seek a pen to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his movements leading up to the calamity, and to that end, I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people, thus I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you're amenable afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator, so please, won't you help me with my biography that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations? Sure. I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in Eastern Thailand. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Okay. I feel like I should just continue on with this quest and then come back. So I'll do that. Where are you? Where are you? Little dude? Little lady? I can't tell. There you are, to explain why we're here. Oh, but I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Bella Stardust. Bella Stardust? The Bella Stardust? Champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I come from a small village near the Cartino Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louis Swa. By learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation, I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. It's difficult to define exactly when the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. Oh, look at these posters! I wish I could read it. Wow. It was the year 1562 of the Sixth Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louis Swa founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Through its members, the Archons of Sharlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the three city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louis Swa himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. What year is it currently? The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louis Suave's assistance for a mission. The meeting place is Highbridge, to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. So off to Highbridge. I'm so happy I can fly. I'll be able to get around quicker. So this is like a little history lesson quest. The interviewee should be along any moment now. Alright, so let's wait. We're the ones who seek an interview. I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanaji Nonaji, the writer who made the request, and Bella is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louis Suave in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Thank you. Without further ado, then let us begin. My understanding is you had dealings with Louis Suave. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louis Suave first appeared. It began with the word that an elderly Elzen man had come to Gridania who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louis Suave, only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louis Suave had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was recorded that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the bowl of embers. Now, the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, the greatest Nail von Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand. The Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So, thanks to Louis Suave, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For our blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the details of the project, that it utilized a transmission tower to plug Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited than I am. If you are interested, I would be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well. I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you could take yourselves to Apkalu Falls, I will arrange for a meeting there. To go to such lengths to help us, I can't say how grateful I am. Do not mention it. As I said, I hold Louis Swan in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I return to Ul'dah. I pray that the coming interview bears your fruit. So, is this the story of... They're just like retelling the story of the original game a little bit here? The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louis Swan. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon has sojourned. Okay. I forgot to look. What's this over here? So you want to be a conjurer? One night in Amdapor. Okay. Has to be a dungeon. So, this is Apkalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of the creatures aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we are to meet should be along shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louis Swan, and who should one of them be but Sergeant Stardust? Well met. I am Lieutenant Ciro Folk of the Order of the Twin Adder. Nonaji Nonaji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Think nothing of it. I must say, though, that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louis Swan spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity, the Gridanians being somewhat reserved by nature. At first, the citizens kept their distance. But in time, people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Louis Swan spoke those words, and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlian sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the meteor project, the hamlet of Quarrymill was attacked by the primal Garuda. Both soldiers and citizens were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the primal, but we were not alone. Through Louisoix's mediation, we had the support of not only our sister Grand Companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. Upon her defeat, however, the primal's dispersed aether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Mood Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seedseer saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal, the formal reformation of the Orzian Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do aught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Orzian Alliance reformed as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the Alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity, he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So, although he was at first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we all would have perished divided. We owe Louisoix a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. But for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send her word on your behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well. If you could take yourselves to Maelstrom Command at Limsa Lominsa, I shall see to it that she knows to expect you. With that, I shall take my leave. I pray that the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I had dared to hope. It seems Louisoix had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa Lominsa. Before I do that, I do want to go back to Old Gridania here, just to see if there was any other side quest to unlock. I won't grab that side dungeon yet, so I'll come back to it. So let's just go to the Aetherite here. Fear and Odin in the Shroud. Okay, so that's for Odin. Alright. So there's two things here to pick up. But we're gonna go to Limsa. Alright, so what's here? Out of the blue. That's for Fisher. Sage. I think I can get Dancer here as well. Okay. Go to the Aft Castle. Any other quests up here? Those are for crafting and other jobs. Okay. And there it is, Maelstrom Command. Shall we then? Bella, ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be Nanaji. Rasha Triki at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louis Swat, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Folk. Thank you. Now then, to continue where he left off, it was shortly after the Eorzean Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louis Swab proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garleans' attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember that operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day, we learned that by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. 'Tis no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings, for though we destroyed the transmitter, Nail van Darnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as Van Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, branding him an enemy of all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Kurthis and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light, and though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain: at battle's conclusion, Nail Van Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louis Swan and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cartano Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. 'Twas no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartano, but it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was that the Battle of Cartano was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. I, And though all bore witness to Louisoix initiating the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louisoix during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information, and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thought. In no small part due to your help, I've managed to learn a great deal. But there is still more that I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. Of course. So I'm curious, I like lore. Reserving the future. What do we get here? End of an era. Framer's Kit. Tools for enhancing a portrait, used to unlock embellishments fit for an inheritor of Louisoix's legacy. Includes portrait elements, background frame, includes plate elements, base plate, backing, portrait frame. I'm guessing this is for housing stuff? Anaji desires more information for Louisoix's biography. You'll continue accompanying me then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wrench to discuss our next move. Our research proceeds apace so far. We've even learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviewees, what is your opinion of Louisoix? He is an exceptional leader. I agree. He possessed great leadership. If not, he couldn't have established a framework to realize his plans, no matter how brilliant they may have been. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louisoix for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet, in knowing this, I can't help but wonder, in his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me he had done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louisoix to go to Carteneau, and what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. Have you considered talking to Alphonse and Alize, his grandchildren? If Louisoix had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments, words that could provide some insights. But where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry, friends, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke has served among Louisoix's guard at Carteneau. Truly? You know someone who was with him? Aye, and far as I'm aware, he wasn't keeping the fact a secret. Just for good measure, though. Why do you want to speak with him? Writing a biography. Louisoix's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orn Queencombs is his name, and he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventuring so as to be a greater help to the common folk. A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer? We'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, he said that he had business at the Morabi Dry Docks. If you're lucky, it might be as he is still there. Understood. We're in your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Bella. Let's take ourselves to the Dry Docks at once. Why does my thank you wave seem so awkward? Okay, off to Morabi Dry Docks. Anything else in this map? Nope. Okay, it seems like the quests are usually in the cities. Or was this? Seeing the Sale Dallas? What's that? I'll come back to you, ferryman. Mimidawa! Are you looking up a lady's skirt? Got a shopkeep. Where's the guy? Nanaji. Right, where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and me again here. I'm just gonna unlock you while I'm here. What are you? Ahoy there, lass. You're keen to visit one of them island sanctuaries, I take it? Island sanctuary? Bugger me, you're unaware of the fuss going on about this whole affair? If you head southeast from here, the Isle of Vilbrand, that is, you'll reach the Cyclades. Adventurers much like yourself, have been granted the right to cultivate a number of the deserted isles there. Don't get your hopes up, though. Ain't as if any and all can go and get themselves a permit for one of them sanctuaries. As far as I can tell, all project's still in its infancy, and the Admiral's bloody fussy about candidates. Tell you what, since I like you, I'll take you to any mate of yours isle safe and sound. You need only say the word. You may now visit the island sanctuary of a party member, free company member, or friend who has unlocked the feature by speaking with Balden in the Morabi Dry Docks. You'll be unable to visit an island sanctuary if the owner has forbidden access to their island. There's no one on the isle in question, or if the isle in question has already reached its maximum capacity. Furthermore, you must be on an acquaintance's home world if you wish to visit their island sanctuary. To unlock your personal island sanctuary, you must first complete the main scenario quest Endwalker, and proceed through the quest Seeking Sanctuary. Okay. Well, I can't do nothing with that. Plus, I'm not part of any party or company. I just want to check something here. Do I have any titles? I have no titles. I'm surprised you don't get a title of Warrior of Light after defeating the main story. Okay. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customers' names. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nimia Lily that we're currently trialing. Okay, this way. Not this way. Somewhere around here. Hello? Over here. Looking for an Orn Greencomb, you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though, over by the mark of this spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. I guess there's another one over here. Aha. Orn. As it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. You have an inkling as to where Orn might be. Time to rejoin Nanaji. Is this the... No, that's not the person. There you are, Bella. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn bought a Nimia lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. Where am I going? Oh, over here. Okay. Fly away, fat cat. Oh, I never noticed that there was like a rock here. Is that the navigator symbol? If he was only just seen, he should still be nearby. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orn Greencomb? I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? I realize this is sudden, but... So you're writing Louis Sua's biography. I want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Cartano. Why are you staring at me like that? There must be a reason that you are here too. The warrior of light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalmud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their magic tech armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louis Suave, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar, and though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurtled toward us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men in Magitech armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. "You've done enough," Louisoix told us. "Now fly. Fly and save yourselves." But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louisoix to the last. But upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Louisoix smiled and spoke thus: "If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow." Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louisoix bid. No matter what, I would survive, and so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louisoix. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louisoix's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What he was thinking in that moment, I couldn't say, but one thing is certain. We all of us are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Bella. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. I'm getting such shivers with this story. The least I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? A prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserved shall ever burn bright. Oh, this is such a nice little storyline. The calamity left deep scars across the realm. There was no place that did not want for help to rebuild. After being saved by our twin adders' allies, I decided to become an adventurer, the better to honor Louisoix's legacy and lend aid to those in need. During my travels, I often hear your tales, and I'm glad I could share my own with you. Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. Nay, 'tis I who owes you thanks for giving me the chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years, I had avoided speaking at the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. I don't remember if I've been to all. I guess there's 12 of them for all of the gods. Nimia lilies, the symbol of safe passage, as Louisoix stood there in Cartano. I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you at Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Okay, back to Ul'dah. Oh my god, look at this mini. A little Moa head. Oh, look at that. I wonder where you get that. From Easter Island. There you are. I ended up troubling you longer than I had intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I have attained a measure of closure. Louisoix fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louisoix smiled in his final moment, as he was enveloped in light. What do you imagine he held in his mind? It's pointless to speculate on such things. Nah, be positive. The image of mankind thriving in the future. It's like he had such high hopes and peace when he died. Like, he fulfilled his purpose, and he has such hope for humanity. I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad though as it is, it's time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. Glad I could be of service. The man, the myth, the legend. Alright, I'm gonna end the session here. So I know it was a bit short, but I think it's a good place to stop. We just unlocked a new class, the Red Mage. So there's a lot to get used to for this, but we got plenty of time to do so. So next time, I think I'm gonna do the Hildebrandt quest line, and then after that we'll do those side dungeons in the main city states. Yes, I think that's how I'm gonna go about it before I even attempt going towards the main quest again. Do some side stuff first. Alright, give a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.